friends, Shay here. So I know we're not back to like my really nice quality sound, but I wanted to quickly vlog as I have some series that are currently on the chopping block for me. So let's talk about them real quick. And a lot of these I read very early on in my manga reading life. So I'm not sure. Either they're complete and I haven't touched them and I haven't thought about them in a long time, or they're ongoing, but I haven't even been tempted to pick up the next volume in them. So let's go ahead and start with Forget Me Not, which is a seinen romance series. I remember not really loving the ending on this one, so I was going to reread the first volume. That's what I'm doing with all of these. I'm rereading the first volume. If I'm interested to continue, then it's going to stay on the shelf. But if I'm not, then I'm going to let it go. So that's kind of the parameter that I'm using, especially where it's a series I've read before. I feel like if the first volume doesn't grip me to a point where I want to continue, then it's time for me to let it go. So we're going to start with Forget Me Not. Then we'll move on from there. All right. Forget Me Not. It's leaving. I forgot how much I hated the hero really from the beginning. Like, he's not a good guy, and he does get, quote unquote, the girl by the end, but this is basically his escapades and all of his mistakes that he makes during relationships. And I just remember being so frustrated at him. And this first volume confirmed how much I don't like him. Granted, he's a stupid teenage boy in this first volume, but still, like, I remember his behavior doesn't really change throughout the entirety of the series. So I'm going to let this one go. I remember really liking it. I think I even have a dedicated review to it here on the channel. But yeah, like, no, not for me. Going to leave. So the next one on the list might upset some people, but it also might stay. So that's Kitchen Princess. So I'm going to read the first volume within the omnibus, and then we'll make a decision. If I'm excited and I want to keep going, then it's going to stay. But if not, then I think it's time to let this one go. So be back soon. Okay, don't cancel me, but I think it's time to let Kitchen Princess go. I know this one's a classic, and it's still really cute, and there's not necessarily anything wrong with it. But I think it's time to retire it from my collection and to pass it on to someone who this is geared more towards. When I first read this is cute and adorable, and I loved it, and I've reread it since. So this is the third or fourth time I've dipped into it, but I'm not enjoying it as much as I did the first couple times I read it. So I think it's time to let this one go from the collection. Again, it's cute, it's a classic, and I do enjoy it, but it's not something I'm going to revisit anymore. And I want my collection to reflect the things that I love and would revisit over and over and over again. So it's time to let this one go. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a me thing, and I'm good to let this one go. Like, it feels right. So I'm going to go with it. Next on the list, Mugen Spiral, which, because it's only a 2-volume series, I have no idea if I'm going to keep it or not. So let's see what happens. It's Mizuho Kusanagi, who is the mangaka for Yona, and I love Yona. So again, we'll see. Okay, I actually think I'm going to keep Mugen Spiral, which I didn't expect to say. I really enjoy the art style quite a bit. And I know the story is a little bit stunted because it's only 2 volumes, but I still really enjoyed myself, and I want to pick the other volume up, which I might do after I'm done filming for this video. But yes, I do think I'm going to keep Mugen Spiral because I had a great time. It was a good time. So no regrets. Going to keep this one. Next on the list is Beast of Abigail E by Spica Aoki, which is the same mangaka that does Kaiju Girl Caramelized. And I remember really enjoying this one and being surprised by it. So I'm going to pick this one up. This will only be like the second time I've read this one. So we'll see if I want to continue. Okay, Beast of Abigail E. I'm going to keep it. I had a really good time rereading this first volume. So I think Spica Aoki just has a really unique way of telling a slightly quirky romance story. And I really like the boarding school kind of feel to this one. So yeah, I'm going to keep this one. So we are 2 out of 4 keeping, and the last one I really think is probably going to go. So The last one I've got here is A Witch's Printing Office. This is one that I've read the first 2 volumes. I own the third, but I've owned the third for like a year and I've not picked it up. So I have a feeling this one's going to leave the collection. So I'm going to read it and we'll see what happens. All right. Final verdict. It's going to go. As cute as this is, it's like a Magic Comic-Con style kind of story. It's really wordy. It's kind of a drag to read. And I think I just need to let this one go. I don't enjoy it as much as I thought I did on a second read. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. So 3 out of the 5 that I had, that were on the chopping block are going to leave. And I feel good about that. The ones that I'm keeping are ones that I'm genuinely excited about. So I think this is a good choice for me. I'm really glad I did this. I'll probably do this every time I do a big overhaul of my collection. I do have some that I just know I'm not going to revisit, and those are going to leave. You'll see that in an upcoming video. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Feeling really good about it. Let me know in the comments down below if you ever do this with your collection, because I would love to see other people's processes and how they decide what stays and what goes. If you're here just because you love me, let's do some sort of like dog or wolf emoji down below for Beast of Abigail E, because it deals with paranormal shifting and things. So let's do that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Was it all just a dream, just all in my head?